These are 15 of the worst aviation near misses from my series Weekly Dose of Aviation. In this video, we've got planes almost crashing, pilots breaking rules, engines failing, and more. First up is this C-130 pilot in Sweden that decided to make a low flyby just a few feet above the ground. But that was too low and not allowed, causing the pilot to get suspended.
Seine Beine. Seine Füße gehen nicht runter.
The pilot later said he regrets the stunt and that it was just a joke. This PC-12 was following close behind a Black Hawk helicopter when it suddenly got caught in the helicopter's rotor downwash, almost resulting in a crash. Luckily, the pilot reacted quickly and saved it.
Kennt ihr, wenn ihr bei GTA das erste Mal Flugzeug fliegt?
Boeing 727 landing at St. Martin, flying extremely low over a crowd of spectators on the beach.
Ist das Madeira? Boah, Bruder.
This Royal Air Force pilot reacting fast after takeoff to avoid a bird. This Boeing 777 landing during a storm in Paris suffered a strong wind gust at the worst moment, resulting in this.
France. Das war's.
This Beechcraft Bonanza was approaching Oshkosh when it hit another plane's wake turbulence and had a very close call.
Bruder, hallo? Digga. Junge.
The pilot
Diese Flugzeuge sehen aus wie Papierflugzeuge, ja?
managed to save it at the last second. This heavily loaded Aerosucre Boeing 727 struggling to climb after taking off.
Das Handbremse gezogen einfach.
This Airbus A321neo struggling with high winds while landing at Dublin, almost resulting in a tail strike.
Getting blown all over, so? Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Lots of wobble. Possibly.
Aber krass, was für eine Hydraulik die haben, ne?
This race plane was doing a qualifying session at the 2023 Renault Air Races when its engine failed. The pilot was then forced to land without engine power.
Ohne Motor. Oder wie kann das sein, dass der Motor einfach ausfällt, ja? So, das wird schneller gemacht, oder?
But he managed to do it safely and skillfully. This Airbus A380 was landing in Dubai when it hit a departing plane's wake turbulence, forcing it to go around.
Dubai? Ja, wegen Sandsturm. Boah, das hatten wir auch mega. Wo wir von Dubai zurückgeflogen sind. Oder ich hab das so oft, ne? So Uptime, wenn du kurz zum Landen warst.
On the first attempt, and the reason was because we encountered some heavy turbulence from the aircraft ahead of us.
These two F-35s were cleared to make unrestricted climbs, meaning they will climb very quickly after clearing the runway at a very low altitude. And the second one came really close to the trees. But of course, they know what they're doing, and despite the scare, everything was okay. This DHL Cessna 208 flying dangerously low while approaching St. Barthélemy.
Hallo. Mach du da, Junge. Hey. Da ist also mein Paket sogar. Ich hab mich schon, wo bleibt mein Paket?
This is known as one of the world's most challenging airports to land at, but this approach was lower than usual. This F-15 had to make an emergency landing after an issue with its hydraulics, meaning it couldn't brake on its own. In order to stop, it had to release its tailhook and catch an arrestor cable on the runway.
Was hängt da runter, Junge? Da war sein Baston. Ja, ich werde auf jeden Fall irgendwann mal Fuß Simulator zocken. Ich hab da mega Bock drauf. Was ist das denn?
And those are just some of the near misses from the series. You can go watch more on my channel, subscribe, and I'll see you guys.
Unbelievable military, Bruder. Ich finde diese Militärdinger auch.
These are 15 unbelievable military aviation moments from my series Weekly Dose of Aviation. In this video we've got unsuccessful landings, risky maneuvers, fails and more. First up is this Su-33 that had to abort its landing and almost struck the aircraft carrier.
Guck mal, wie er bremst jetzt. Hoppa.
Next up is this PC-12 that was following close behind a Black Hawk helicopter when it suddenly got caught in the helicopter's rotor downwash, almost resulting in a crash. Got caught in the PC-12 that was following close behind a Black Hawk helicopter when it suddenly got caught in the helicopter's rotor downwash, almost resulting in a crash.
Das haben wir aber gerade gesehen.
The pilots flew at just a few hundred feet above the stadium, which was below the 1,000 feet minimum required by US Navy rules. Because of this, the pilots were permanently grounded. This MiG-29 flying extremely low before making a vertical takeoff.
Boah, das sieht geil aus. Boah.
This was at Riyadh, an air show in the UK.
Digga, der ist gerade gar nicht abgehoben, der hat einfach nur seine Räder hoch, guck mal. Der macht einfach nur, der fliegt. Ab hier ist er schon oben. Der ist schon in der Luft jetzt, ab jetzt. Und dann macht er einfach nur Räder zu. Guck. Zack, und jetzt einfach nur Räder zu. Digga, das sieht geil aus, Alter. Das sieht richtig geil aus, Bruder.
And this F-15 had to make an emergency
Wie oft will er das noch sagen, oder? Das haben wir gerade schon gesehen.
landing after an issue with its hydraulics, meaning it couldn't brake on its own. In order to stop, it had to release its tailhook and catch an arrestor cable on the runway.
Aber was ist das, was da hängt? Ui, was ist das denn? Wie viel kommt das? Was ist das? Verstehe ich nicht. Eine Bremse soll kaputt gewesen
This
sein.
F-16 flying.
Ah, das benutzen die, wenn die Bremsen kaputt sind. Verstehe, dann lassen sie so ein 80 runter und dann hakt es sich ein unten mit irgendetwas. Verstehe.
This F-16 flying low and firing its weapons at a ground target, also known as a strafe pass.
Hey, Bruder. Alter. Was machen wir?
This C-17 flying really low through Brisbane in Australia.
Shoot.
Yeah, baby. That's perfect, Val.
The Royal Australian Air Force pilot was rehearsing the stunt for the River Fire Festival. This F-111 shooting huge flames, known as a dump and burn maneuver.
Boah, das sieht auch krass aus. Boah. Viermaliger. Hallo? Was passiert da?
This was at an air show in Australia and the last ever dump and burn
show.
maneuver in the world. This Boeing B-52 landed at RIA 2023, an air show in the UK, to show off the plane. As you can
Warum
see,
hat er so
it's so
breite
big
Arme?
it needs a parachute to come to a stop.
Was bringt das?
When it was time to taxi back, the pilot taxied sideways to show off the B-52's ability to do so. But by doing this, the plane struck the runway lights and took them out one by one, destroying 18 of them.
Das ist ein Bomber. Aber wofür sind die Arme so breit? Sind in den fliegenden Bomben drin oder was? Das verstehe ich nicht.
Luckily, the plane wasn't damaged and the lights are easy to replace. This Blue Angels pilot flying extremely low near a crowd. This F-16 doing an engine test with full
Wie kann man dahinter
afterburner,
stehen,
burning
ne?
11 liters of fuel per second.
Guck mal den an. Guck mal den an. Boah, Chat, eigentlich Promo-Aktion, wenn ich fertig bin mit meinem Sujuk, genau da, mit so einem Messer, Gabel, mein Sujuk anbraten bei so einem Düsenjet. Felix,
This
danke dir.
US Air Force C-17 pushing back on its own using reverse thrust. And when it started taxiing, it blew a gazebo into the crowd.
Gänsehaut. Diesen Bänen.
This C-130 landing without one of its engines.
Boah, das sieht aber smooth aus. Das kleine Fettsack.
Luckily, having one engine out is no problem for the C-130. These two F-35s were cleared to make unrestricted climbs, meaning they will climb very quickly after clearing the runway at a very low altitude. And the second one came really close to the trees.
Danke dir.
But of course, they know what they're doing, and despite the scare, everything was okay. Thank you, Conflict of Nations, for sponsoring this video.
Yes, thank you, man. Okay, ein Video ziehe ich mir noch rein, dann gehen wir rein in die Rewards und zwar von Abu Goku.